Good morning, Ian, Lady, Maris, John, Dens, Rhoda, Cindy, Joseph, Amin, Lorraine, Pamela. Hey, now I want to thank ABCM for sending you all here. Let me get this set up so I can invite people to come up if they want. Hey, Robert, how you doing, sir? There you go. Anybody wants to come up, come on up. Uh, like I said, you're welcome. I want to thank everybody for coming. It's a lovely day today. Positivity and love to you. Uh, I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Hopefully that knee's healing very quickly, and you'll be able to go to Philippines soon and see your lady love. I'm praying that happens soon for you, Robert. And like I said, I want to give thanks to ABCM channel for sending all these people here. Some will still be here. Some will come in, say hi, and drop out, which is fine. So hopefully you give me a thumbs up if you haven't. Viking Gaming, how you doing, sir? Welcome. Uh, well, let me do this. Get a little more light on the subject. Although I'm one heck of a lousy subject, but yeah, we're just. Hey, Jerry, come on up, man. It's just been a nice, slow, easy day today. I took my time getting around. I did go shop and spend more money than I thought, but it was all on groceries and all stuff that I needed, so it's not no big whoop. Some of it I don't need right away, but it was on sale, so I went ahead and got it. And but I spent quite a bit more on groceries this time than normal, which is all right. Like I said, it'll last me all week, and I won't have to go again unless I want to. And so that's what's going on right now. I did get a call from my cousin George. He's doing well. I know you all don't know my cousin, but he's the same age I am. I always call him on his birthday and ask him how it feels to be the age we're turning because he's older than I am by 11 days. And when we were kids, he always reminded me that he was older. So now that we're older, I rub it in. So I always ask him. But he called today just to talk. We talked for about a half an hour. I look forward to seeing him when I go back home. And like I said, I plan on going home in August. So I look forward to seeing him and a lot of other cousins and my three sisters that live back there. My oldest sister, who lives out here in New York, is planning on going home around the same time unless something happens. So I look forward to seeing the whole family together. It'll be fun. Now, Robert, I know you said you're still healing. Do you have any timetable for when you'll be able to travel to the Philippines yet, or not? Or is that still too far away that you can't give a timetable yet? Like I said, I can't give one. Well, like I've told you all before, I'm not going anywhere till my mother passes. I don't mean to sound ghoulish, but my mom's 98, and it's a long way to go to the Philippines and try to make it back here in time to have a funeral and spend. So, like I said, plus I always want to go back and visit with my mother while I can. So I'm glad to hear that, man. That you're getting it all squared away, and will be soon. Like I said, please let us know when it is, so we can all give you our best wishes and for a safe travel and happy life. You know, that's what we all want. We like I said, I'm not going over there for anything but a happy life. I'm not. That's good to hear. Like I said, I figured it might have been a little too early for a date, but that's fine. Like I said, hopefully you can see it. You can see that light at the end of the tunnel, as the saying goes. And we got Jerry coming up. Hey, Jerry,
Hey, good evening.
welcome, sir.
Likewise.
Ah, I see you got your ducks out. Your ducks, listen to me. See, you got your chickens out.
Yeah, there's one there eating, and the other ones are scattered.
Hey, good evening from Ottawa, Jerry.
Mike,
Yeah, Mike married to a beautiful woman. Just said hi.
Mike to a different LV.
Yeah, Mike married to a different Elvie.
Hi,
So,
Mike.
yeah, just like I said, today was I really didn't do anything till after 5 o'clock. I
Wow, really
just
late.
well, I got up late, but I mean, I did get around in the house, but I didn't leave the apartment until after 5. I walked down, got my mail. If it's not bad weather, I prefer to walk down. I always take the longer route down. I can do it in less than half the steps if I want. I can do it in about a third of the steps than the route that I like to take. But I like to walk, so I take the longer walk down, then longer walk back up. Uh, but I did that. Then I went grocery shopping and walked around the grocery store quite a bit. I didn't have anything down to cook, so I bought some chicken, some pork, some hot dogs, mixed vegetables. Bought some hand sanitizer because I'm almost out of that. Bought some rubbing alcohol. I didn't need that just yet, but I went ahead and got it while I was there. Picked up bread, which I did need, and I grabbed something I could have for supper tonight without having to take too long to fix it. So I did that as well. Like I said, I ended up spending over $80. That's 80 US, which would be what
4K.
40,000,
Yeah,
about 40,
4K.
a little over 40,000.
Um,
4,000,
well,
a little over 4,000,
a
a
li-
little over 4,000, not 40. A little
yeah,
over,
well, a little bit under. I think it's like
yeah,
56.
it'll be just a little bit under because of the, but right close to 35 to a little over 35,000, 3,500. I mean,
It's
on
excellent for
groceries,
us. I think it's like 56.
huh?
I think it's about like 56, maybe 57 pesos to the dollar. Somewhere like that. I think it's about 56, 57.
I understand, Robert. Like I said, I try to keep drama out of mine. You can't always do that. Uh, People that know me know that hey, look, if you treat each other with respect, you don't have to like each other. That's true, pure and simple. You don't have to like each other, but you need to treat each other with respect. And if you can't do that, then you don't need to be in my live stream because I know not everybody likes each other. I mean, not everybody likes each other's lifestyle. Uh, but that's, keep that to yourself. Uh, you know, uh, Myself personally, I don't care. I mean, I try not to judge anybody. I believe the Bible said, "Judge not, at least thyself be judged." Well, there's things I've done that people could hold against me in my past. I've done some dumb stuff. I appreciate that, Robert. Like I said, I've had a. I've had some people start to get after each other, and I've told them they either had to straighten up or leave. Some straightened up and some left. It doesn't happen very often. Uh, but the last time it happened has been months ago, and it's like I also don't like people coming up and asking for money. Zende, how you doing there, darling? Good to see you. And so yeah, it just I try to There you go, Robert. Glad to see you did the 3Ls. Anybody else, remember now, if you want to drop your channel link, you can do it yourself if you want, or just type in 3Ls. Nothing else. You just type in 3Ls, and my Nightbot will drop your link for you. As you can see, it tell you your channel link and all that good stuff. Well, Zinda, I hope I think I'm doing a good job. I try. I'm up to almost 800 subscribers. The last time I looked was 794, which kind of shocked me because the time before that was only 780 something. So it jumped up a little bit. Huh?
Hey, pretty good.
Yeah, for me, yeah, because like I said, I don't push anything, my thing, and oh, by the way, Jerry, Zindy's saying hi to you.
Hello, Cindy.
And so anyway, it's just I just do this more for fun, and the thing I enjoy the most is the live stream. To be honest with you, sure, Mike, just come on down and visit with me, and I'll give you $1 when you get here. Yeah, I see you got some eggs there, buddy.
Yeah, I got
both of them in that one.
Yeah, see, these are 5 there. These are the fake ones. Wooden
So you
eggs.
had 2 fake in there, and then got 5 real ones.
And 5 real ones.
Yeah.
Then you got the fake one. Then you got. I didn't know how this thing broke. It's when they jump up, the heavy of the chick, how heavy they are.
Yeah.
So they break the. I had to go find me some more.
Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, after landing on it, after a while, it probably does break them down.
Yeah,
you really don't want to get metal ones because that might hurt the feet.
Yeah, no, the plastic ones are the best.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't think you want the metal milk crates because that would probably hurt their feet.
And, no, it's just plastic. That'll do.
Yeah. But, yeah, so like I said, some of the stuff I bought today, I bought for snacks to take to work because it's cheaper to buy them at the grocery store than to stop at a gas station to buy them.
Oh yeah, it is.
And Jerry, Mike wants to know if the horse is next door.
Oh, the horse is. Oh, he's way over there. Of course, I can't zoom in, but he's way near the fence line.
Yeah, the white one, I can see white over there against that orange fence.
Yeah, it's over there.
Okay.
It's done a good job of eating the grass.
Yeah. So it's not the brown horse, it's still the white horse now.
Yeah, it's the white one. The brown one is way about 1/10 of a mile away.
All right. Hey, Mingay, how you doing, Mingay? Welcome. But, yeah, like I said, I finally made sure all my close relatives know that I'm planning on moving to the Philippines. I made sure all my sisters knew. Now, my cousin George, I talked to him about that before, but I brought it up again today when I was talking with him. So, like I said, I've told all 4 of my sisters and brother-in-laws and stuff, so they all know, my nieces and nephews. And they all know what I'm waiting for. That, plus, like I said, I'll have all my bills paid off except for my car and my living expenses. Hey, Derek, welcome, sir, this year. Then I want to save money for a year or 2 at least a year. And right now I'm planning on 2 years. But we'll see. Like I said, if I can jump out earlier, I may jump out in 2 years instead of 3. It may be more than 3, depending on my mother. She said she didn't want to live to be 100. That's what she's claimed for a long time. And she's 98. But like I told her when she told me that the first time, I said, well, that'll be up to the good Lord.
Yeah.
And she goes, I know, but I don't want to live to be 100.
So what happens if she lives to over 105?
Well, by that time, I may not be able to go. I may not. It's all going to be on my health.
Yeah.
Now, my mom and my uncles that lived into their 90s were very healthy at 80, very healthy at 85. Matter of fact, my mom's older brother was quite healthy up until about a few months before he died. He was very healthy. So she had another uncle that lived to be about 11 days short of his 96th birthday, was mentally sharp until about the last 3 months of his life. And he was in pretty good health. This is all on my mother's side, not my dad's side. I've already outlived both my brothers and my dad. So, one never knows.
Yeah.
I got my oldest sister's 80. She's in pretty good health, except for what she had a health problem that she was born with. So outside of that, she's still in good health. I got a sister with MS. She's had it for well over 40 years, and she still walks. She doesn't need a wheelchair. It's very slow. So, I mean, she's doing real.
Yes.
Robert says his grandfather lived to be 105. Well, like I said, my grandfather and my great-grandfather were both 92. I got an uncle that was 95, and another uncle lived to be about 97 or 98. My mom's 98. So one doesn't know. Most of them were in really good health, except for maybe the last year or two of their life. My uncle Everett, which was my mom's older brother, he was in real good health, except for the last month or two. His wife could sit on the floor. He could reach down with one hand and pull her up off the floor with one hand. At 92 years old, he was still doing that.
Well,
he was in really good health. But once it slipped, it slipped. I mean, once he went quick.
Yeah.
He went downhill quick. So now my grandfather and my great-grandfather. Hello, Yen. Welcome back. Glad to see you. They both, they kind of gave up on living because the things they liked to do was taken away from them. My great-grandfather loved to hunt and fish, and when he hit about 90, they told him he couldn't hunt or fish anymore. And so he kind of just gave up, and a couple of years later, he was dead. My grandfather, my mom's dad, he had his car taken away from him, so he could no longer get himself around. He couldn't drive and just get out and run around, which is what he enjoyed doing. He actually worked until he was about 90. He bought a pickup truck and went around and hauled stuff for people because he didn't like, he liked to do that. He liked to be busy. And so when they took that away from him, he just kind of gave up on life. And a couple of years later, he passed away. But like I said, as long as they let him do what he liked, he was in good health. He had diabetes too, but he just had to watch what he ate and take some pills. He didn't take insulin. And at least maybe not until he might have been taking it towards the end because he wasn't taking it. Like I said, once he quit working, he might have had to start taking insulin, but before that, he wasn't. And at least my understanding, he wasn't. But so like I said, once they gave up on life, they just kind of gave out, and eventually they passed away. And my mom's 98, and she's not real. She's ready to go. So who knows how long it's going to be? She's been ready to go for a couple years now. So, but like I said, it'll be the good Lord that'll make that decision. And I've mentioned this before. She has a slight case of dementia. I've been lucky when I've been home. She remembers me. I've gone when I'm home, I go in every day to see my mom. I'll go visit her every day. And sometimes she won't remember I was there the day before, but she remembers who I am every time so far. Now I've had time. My sisters will tell you that the two sisters she lived with two of my sisters until we had to put her in the nursing home because she needs 24-hour care. And my sisters can't. If she falls, they couldn't pick her up, and if she's starting to fall too much. And but anyway, there was times they were visiting her, and somebody would come in, and she couldn't remember who my sisters were, so she introduced them as her friends, not as her daughters.
Wow.
But that doesn't happen a lot. Now, my on our 98th birthday, I was talking with my cousin George. Him and his wife went in to visit, for a birthday party. And my mom just got a big old smile on her face when she saw my cousin George. She knew who he was and was so happy to see him, and so that was good. And now he also went and visited a friend of his from his childhood. He used to work for this guy they called Doc, and he went to see his wife, our ex-wife, and she's got ALS. And he went to see her this summer, or this last year, during the summer. And she was really happy to see him. And I guess she broke down in tears because she hadn't seen him. And she was asking about some people that, he knew that she knew and see how they were going. So it's always a good thing to go visit people, especially when they have their memories intact and they're able to interact with you. So, yeah. So, like I said, I look forward to going home. Says, Jerry, you're overfeeding the chickens. KFC can't sell them too big.
Yeah. Oh, those are the. Oh yeah, they're more egg layers.
But
yeah, they're egg layer chickens, hens, and not. Well, I guess you can eat them, but breeds are.
you can eat them, but right now they're laying eggs. You wait till they quit laying eggs.
Yep, those
now,
are.
I bought chicken tenders today. And for those of you that don't know what chicken tenders are, they're chicken breast without the bones or the meat, and they're cut in smaller slices. And it's they're advertised as no growth hormones or anything else in the chicken tenders I bought. So you pay a little more for that, but that's all right. I'd rather do that and have a healthier meat, And then I bought some pork chops, and then I bought some hot dogs and some mixed vegetables and all that good stuff. Because I like to have, I try to eat mixed vegetables 4 or 5 times a week. Sammy, how you doing, Sammy? Sammy, Robert's in the chat there somewhere. I tried to get him to come up, but he's not wanting to come up. But if you want to come up, come on up.
Some of those red hot dogs that.
No, these are the Hebrew. They're beef hot dogs.
Yeah.
They're kosher hot dogs. The Hebrew hot dogs have to be done according to kosher, so even the Muslims can eat it. There's certain things that both groups can eat. They can't eat pork, but they can eat beef. So these are all beef hot dogs. And so I bought those. So just a package of 4. And just woke up, huh? Yeah, it is. It's only a little after 8 o'clock there, so I understand that. I didn't get up that early this morning. I was awake that early. I just didn't get up. I woke up at 3 and 6 and 7. I understood that you meant he. Sammy Chavez is in the chat. So.
Well, I haven't heard Sammy's name in a very long time.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't come in the chat too often. Well, usually when she does, she just says hi and stays in the background.
Yeah. And is Dan in Palawan?
Yeah. Now Derek says, living abroad from my family. When my father passed, the memories I had weren't the same as his brother. His brother had. He says, I remember him knowing us all, unlike my brother. Yeah. Like I said, I've been lucky so far. Every time I go home, my mom's lucid enough that she remembers everybody. Like I said, there's been a couple times she doesn't remember me being there the next day. She would always ask me when I leave, are you coming back tomorrow? And unless I was leaving, which I stop in on the day I leave, and I'll let her know, no, I'm going home. I have to go back home so I can go to work. But like I said, so I've been lucky. I've not Now I've gone in where she just can't seem to stay awake and wants to fall asleep. And if that happens, I'll sit there for a while. I'll let her go to sleep, and then I'll take off. I won't visit as long because if she's that worn out, it's not good for me to bother her. She needs a rest. Now, Jerry Sammy says, South Texas, I'm not so chatty person. And then she laughs.
No, that's fine.
But it just you gotta cherish your time with your family that you can. Now, I know I'm going to be leaving with my sisters, being older too. But if I wait till everybody's dead, I'll probably be dead long before I could go over. And my sisters understand that. They understand, and I know my two of my sisters back home would prefer that I stay here in the States, but I told them I can't do that. I mean, my other two sisters understand. My oldest sister supports me wholeheartedly. She says, "Don't say if you go. Say because I said if I have my health, I'm going." She goes, "Don't think that way. Just say that you're going, and be positive about it." And so and my younger sister's pretty much the same way. It's my two middle sisters, who, like I said, they're older than I am. Three of my sisters are older than me, and the two that my two middle sisters are the ones who have health problems. Like I said, my one sister has MS. That's the second to Otis. Well, Robert, I appreciate you saying that, but it seems like most people are hitting the like button. I can't say they all did, but I got quite a few likes for the number of people I've got in the chat. And Mike, where I live, no, there's not a lot of wild turkeys. Now, where I used to live, there was wild turkeys in that area when I lived up outside of Rochester, the country there. I couldn't say there was a lot, but I did see them. Now, if I got out more, there might be some wild turkeys in different areas, but the area I live at, I have not seen any wild turkeys at all. I do see deer occasionally, but not turkeys.
There's a lot of wild turkey in the liquor stores.
Yeah. Yeah, there's wild turkey in the liquor store.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of wild turkey you're talking about, Jerry.
Yeah, the whiskey.
And he's wanting to know if there's a lot of wild turkeys in Texas.
Oh, that's where I live in this area.
Yeah.
Because it's so highly populated. But just go half an hour north, and then you start seeing more wildlife.
Yeah, like I said, if I went up in the mountain areas, there might be more up there. But I don't live far from the mountains. But I live more in a urban area. It's not a more of a city dwelling place. So, like I said, I do see deer. I've not seen any wild turkeys. Mike says he had 3 turkeys in his backyard in the city. I don't see any turkeys around here. I'm not saying they're not, Mike, but I've never seen them. I've been here for almost 3 years. Well, actually, a little over 3 years now. I moved down here in January of 21. So 21 to 22, 22 to 23, 23 to 24, January, 3 years. I'm starting my 4th year. Yeah. So I've not seen any. I've been in this apartment since February 15th of 2021. And Derek says, no turkeys here, just cats.
Yeah, no, we got smaller birds, but we don't have anything bigger than the chalaca, which is like the size of a roadrunner.
Yeah. Well, like I said, we have cats and dogs. Matter of fact, they're looks like they almost got that dog park in the apartment complex completed. It was fairly simple. They got a fence put up, and then some benches in there, metal benches, I guess, so the owners can sit down, let the dogs run around in the fenced-in area, which I think is a good thing. I think it's good for the dogs. And the pool's almost done. They're putting up a looks like it's going to be the white plastic type fence, and on the back side. And when I say the backside, when I walk down, it's the backside from where I walk down to, is a solid, probably about 5 foot, maybe 6 foot tall. I haven't walked up to it to see exactly how tall it is. And then on the side, it looks like it's going to be more of where you can see through it. So, like I said, when they get done with it, I'll do another video on that and show it completed. They're starting to do the landscaping of it. Because they had a lot of dirt tore out. They put the dirt back in. They put some bushes and stuff in. The dirt, some of the dirt, they're just going to reseed and have grass grow there. And so it looks a lot better than it did. Like I said, a few months back, it was last year, but can't remember exactly when last year. This new company bought the place. And so they're putting a lot of money into the place. I am paying more rent, but it's worth the extra money from what they're doing, from the looks of it. And my rent didn't go up last year, so there was 2 years it didn't. It was the same price, so it went up a little bit, not a lot. Not when you look at it that way. So I can't complain. It's still very reasonable for this area. And I know people that. Jerry, Mike wants to know where the pool is. He says, I see a pool ladder.
Where?
He says he sees a pool ladder. So he wants to know where the pool's at.
Oh, that thing's rusted. That's old. That's probably like 10, 15 years old. More pool.
No more pool. Hey, Anna G, how you doing?
That's old. That's really old.
Yeah. Was that above ground or was that below?
Above ground. One of those that, I don't know, what are they, like 3 feet in depth and maybe 10 feet diameter, 8 feet diameter.
Yeah.
One of those pools that cost you in a few $200.
Yeah.
Or then.
Yeah. A friend of mine used to have one of those pools that were like 3 or 4 foot deep, about 24 foot diameter. It was a lot of fun to play in, though. Wasn't real, you didn't have to worry about, adults didn't have to worry about drowning. You had to worry about the kids.
For the kids, but it's around kind of a swimming pool.
Yeah, like I said, it was a swimming pool. It was like I said, I'm trying to remember. It was like 3.5 foot deep. I don't think it was 4.
Yeah, it's not that deep, but
it was like 24-inch diameter, or about 24 foot across. It was in circle, and they had a patio deck that you could dive off of or jump in from. So it was deep enough that if you jumped right, you could dive in. So
I wouldn't dive in one of these.
It might have been 4 foot deep, but like I said, no deeper than that. It was either like 3.5, 4 foot, something like that.
Let me see if the neighbor still has their. Yeah, they still have theirs. Let me see if I don't do reception here. I've got Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
See, the neighbor has their pool.
Yeah, no, this was bigger than that. These guys' pool was bigger.
Yeah, that's a small one, but that's basically about the same. Well, that's about 2.5 feet maybe, but it's similar to that.
This was deeper than that.
Yeah, but that's similar to what Mike was asking.
Yeah. And he says that's an aluminum boat that you were showing earlier?
The what?
Was that an aluminum boat or canoe back here?
No, that's a fiberglass, I think. That's the neighbor's.
So it's
that right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fiberglass. That's neighbors live over there next to this house, the green one.
Yeah.
Over there. That's an old boat. That's if they used it was back in the 80s. They haven't used it. It's been here. It's been there. There's been everywhere. Of course, they got the horse grading.
Yeah.
Did a good job of. But this horse doesn't need all this kind of weeds. The other horse eats anything vegetation.
Yeah. Maybe they ought to put them both in there and let the one eat the one place, the other eat the other.
Yeah, the other horses and the brown one gets tangled in all that implements,
Yeah.
and then the neighbor has to come by and try to move it out of there. And this
Okay.
guy doesn't seem to get entangled in any of that stuff.
All right.
But it doesn't need all the vegetation. But it's done a hell of a job from what it was a month ago.
Hey, lady, welcome back, lady. Or lady. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, lady. But is that one of your cats on the boat?
Not my cat. I don't know if it's,
I'm just saying one of your family's cats, or is that?
don't know if it's from here or from one of the neighbors or.
Okay, I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. There's so many animals.
Oh yeah.
It's like some of the dogs that you see them. They go for the little bucket there for the horse drinks.
Yeah.
Some of the other dogs will come by over here and drink water.
Derek says it's nice to have neighbors not too close. I can't say that, Derek. I've always been a city dweller. My cousin George was a country boy. My cousin Russ and they were country. But I've always been city. I've always lived in I shouldn't say city, but I always lived in a large town or a small city. Although I did live in a very small town for a couple of years in Illinois. But I've always had neighbors not very far from me. I've had some decent sized yards for the area that I lived in. But because, like I said, in cities you really don't have yards. But in the towns, or large towns, or small cities I lived in, we had yards. And one yard, the front yard was decent size. It had a black cherry tree and a red cherry tree. And then the side yard had red and yellow delicious and a peach tree. The backyard wasn't much of a backyard on that house.
A peach tree in Indiana?
Yeah, peach trees. Yeah.
Doesn't it die during the cold, the winter?
Well, just like any other fruit tree, they go dormant, then bloom the next year. Now, until my brother killed the peach tree.
Well, yeah, but
my older brother killed the peach tree.
Yeah, different scenario than it dying Mother Nature.
Yeah, what happened was he decided he was going to trim some branches, and he trimmed it up too much, and it killed it.
That's what Mike's talking about. I thought he was talking about that other one. This is the one he's talking about.
Yeah.
I thought he was talking about that other one until I saw.
He just said he saw a pool ladder, and he was wondering where your pool was.
Yeah, no pool. Those things are old. Well, going on with your story about the peach tree.
All right, hey, let's say bye to Robert. Sounds like he's getting ready to leave. He says, Brother Larry, have a great live stream. And take care, brother. Take care, everyone in the chat.
Yeah.
So, all right, Robert, thanks for dropping in.
Yep, Robert.
And have a good one, man. We're praying that you heal up quickly and get to go to the Philippines soon. And now Mike says he has 5 neighbors. He's been there 6 years and he doesn't know any other names. Well, Mike, I'm going to tell you, I have a neighbor above me. She's been there the entire time I've been here. But my neighbor on either side of me has changed more than once. So I had a young guy there. The last neighbor I had was a young guy. He's moved out and they're still cleaning that place up. I don't think anybody's moved in there yet. Then on the other side, there was oh man, that guy was, oh, well, after he got removed for lack of payment where he's renting, he was behind, I don't know how many months.
He got help. He was escorted out.
Well, yeah, basically. He had to get financial help. He had to move out and go somewhere else. And he owed them a lot of money, so I don't know if they ever got their money. He left a lot of junk in there, and they had to clean that out. And believe me, there was a lot of junk in that place.
Mm.
Like I said, it was next door to me, so I saw him hauling the junk out, and tearing it up, and throwing it away, and then they took out all the rugs. And they do that pretty much with most of the apartments. If anybody lived there any length of time, they take out the rugs and they'll tear out and do a lot of remodeling to it, repaint it, a lot of that. So they do a good job on taking care of the place. And hey, Tim, how you doing? And I'm glad to hear you like your new place there, Tim. And yeah, Tim had to move after many years in his old place. He says he likes his new house. It's nice. So we're glad to hear that. But anyway,
is Tim one of those bloggers that does walking street videos?
No, Tim doesn't do walking street videos. No.
What is it, Philly? And there's quite a few of them that do those.
Yeah, but Tim's not one of those guys. Tim does videos, but his are more informational type.
Yeah. If I ever went to Angeles City, it'd probably be in a day, and just to I walked the street, and that's it.
Yeah. Now Tim says only the master bedroom has new curtains right now, there, Mike. And Tim lives in that area, but he really doesn't go. If he goes down there, he's not done videos that I know of down there. He'll do videos on, tourist areas. I mean, where, but he'll also do videos on, there's this guy that was a surfing, I believe it was Surfing Champ. And he did a video on him. He did a video on different stuff, like different types of food, what areas that are famous for different types of food, what areas are best known for certain foods. You never checked out Tim's?
I haven't checked out Tim's channel. I need to.
Yeah, you need to check out. Yeah, he doesn't vlog a whole lot, but he does vlog, and they're very interesting. He did a vlog on the airport. You know how that was. I don't know if you know this, but there was a group that bought into the airport in Manila and taken over running it, and he did a thing on that. And yeah, there you go, Tim. Tim just put his he just put in the three L's. So
is it Clark?
On the what?
That's a base. I was thinking a base.
Yeah.
Clark.
Well, I'm talking about the airport in Manila.
Yeah, okay.
There's a Korean group bought into it. They're going to be running it, and he did a video on that, talking about the group. And now they're not the largest owner. There's a group of, I think there's some Filipinos that are involved in it too. But this is a group that runs some of the airports, I think, in Korea as well. So, and it's pretty much what was in the papers locally. So for you or I, it's a lot of good, useful information. Right now I'm debating on whether to fly into Cebu first and just get settled there, or to fly into Manila visit in Manila for a little while, and then go to Cebu, because there's some things I want to see in Manila area. I want to see the American World War II cemetery. I really do want to see that. I'd like to see that Venice Grand Canal Mall. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it's in BTC.
Yeah, it's in that area. Yeah. So there's some things there I would like to see. So if I go to Manila, it'd only be for about a week.
Oh, you got me beat. I would have said I'd only be there for 3 days, maybe.
Well, you got to remember, if I fly into there first, I'm going to take a day and not do anything. I'm just going to recoup. So
Yeah,
it's
the
going to be
jet
1 or
lag.
2 days recouping, and then the military, the U.S. military cemetery there, that would be an all day thing for me. That would be a whole day. It's like 150 acres.
Wow, pretty big.
Yeah, these are people that died in Manila, in the Philippines, during World War II, and a lot of them are buried there. And so they, and they got some other things to see. There's a kind of like a monument like thing that you can go in and list all their names, their branch of service, where they're from, and if they won the Medal of Honor, which they do have some Medal of Honor winners in there, it mentions that. So it's a very interesting. I've seen some videos on it, and it looks like it's a very interesting place to visit. And that's in, I want to say it's in either in Makati or BGC. Because you got to remember, when that was built, that was probably outside of Manila. Then Manila grew up around it.
Yeah.
And it's still run by the American military. I don't know if it's a military, but it's still Americans that run that. I was in a live stream. I believe it was live stream. It might have been a video, but there was a guy that was in the stream, whether I was watching it as a video or whatever. He grew up there. His dad was the one that was in charge of taking care of it when he was a kid. And from what he was saying, the Americans still take care of it. And I want to say it was Steve's, if you know the Expat Info channel, I want to say it was his live stream. The guy was in there talking about that because it came up. And he said he grew up there. He lived there for 20 years and grew up in that area. And so that, like I said, it's something I would really like to see. And I'm sure there's more than just those two things to see. So that's why I said probably about almost a week, just so I'm not rushing, because I'd probably spend a whole day at the Venice Grand Mall, because I don't know if I'd go to the Mall of Asia. So you got to remember, those malls compared to ours are huge.
Yeah.
I guess the one in where is it? Michigan, they got a real large one. My youngest sister's she loves to shop, so she's been to it.
First Mall of America, is that Minnesota?
It's Minnesota or Michigan, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And my sister's been to that one.
Yes.
If she was in here tonight, like she was a week or two ago,
Yeah.
hey, Sable, she would tell us. This is the sister that follows me.
Okay.
And she was in here a couple weeks ago. I don't think it was a couple weeks ago she was in here. And she might be in the background sometimes, but she actually came up into the chat, and we were chatting back and forth. That's when I found out that her daughter is having thyroid problems. And so I called her daughter the next day and talked to her for quite a while, because thyroid runs in the family. I have thyroid problems, but it's all of us have a slightly different type of thyroid problem. Okay. My older brother had it. My sister Carla has it. That's the one that was in the stream. Her daughter has it. I have it. I think my sister Alta has it. I don't know who else all has it, but I know, that's a group of 4 or 5 of us that I know of. Like I said, my older brother Jim had it. So now my brother Gary, I don't think he had thyroid problems. So Oh, I didn't know that, Mike. Now, Mike says in World War II, a former teacher was spying for the U.S. She's the only female Filipina to receive the Silver Star.
Oh.
Cool. Yeah. I just watched a movie, and it was based on a true story about a guy that the Philippines was falling, and a lot of them decided to give up, and he said, the heck with that. He wasn't going to surrender, so he took off to the jungles. And he was part of the resistance in the Philippines. And I can't remember his name. I watched it. I want to say it was on YouTube, but it was a real, regular movie, and it was an older movie. And but yeah, and there was a lot of Filipinos that were in the resistance movement too. And so yeah, there was. Now John Wayne did one. It wasn't this guy. Now it might have been loosely based on this guy, but the movie was called Back to Bataan, I think. And
Bataan is there, isn't it? Just south of Zambales?
Manila. It's not too far. Yeah, it's south of Manila. But anyway, I'm trying to think about the Bataan Death March was when they fall of the Philippines, when a lot of them surrendered to the Japanese. They marched them quite a ways, and a lot of people, if they fell out, the Japanese just bayoneted them and killed them. And so that's why it was, either you made the march or you died. And there was a lot of them killed along the way. And Back to Bataan was about, they showed the death march, but it was more about these guys that were going to form the resistance. And they freed a guy that was caught by them. He was a grandson of one of the resistant fighters against the U.S. And it also had a female that was a spy for the Americans. She was pretended to be a sympathizer with the Japanese, and she did a radio show and would try to tell the American troops and to surrender and stuff. But there, in her messages, there was codes for them to know what to do and how to react. And so I always say, if you ever see the movie The Great Raid, that's another movie about the war in the Philippines. It was just before MacArthur came back. Actually, it was right at the time that MacArthur came back. And it was right after, excuse me. There was and this is based on a true story. They went and rescued, I forget how many prisoners in this one prison camp. And they lost one prisoner who died from malaria before they could, get him back across the line. But that was the only prisoner they lost. And I think there was maybe one rescuer that was killed. So they lost like maybe 2 or 3 people. And they saved something like 400 and some men. And this is a true story. And it's called The Great Raid. And if you can, I say watch Back to Bataan a little bit, then watch The Great Raid, because that's the way it happens in the order. Now,
The Great Raid?
They're different people playing the parts, but that's all right.
Yeah.
But if it gives you a lot of information. It shows you how the Filipinos fought side by side, how they sacrificed and how much they sacrificed. Because Back to Bataan, they take you right up to when MacArthur lands. Okay? And the Great Raid's later. So this gives you all the information where Bataan falls, the Philippines falls, the resistance, and then MacArthur's return. That's back to Bataan. Then you watch the Great Raid. That's after MacArthur returned, and we're taking the island back. And you find out that the Japanese burned some American prisoners alive at some of these other camps, and we're going to do the same thing according to what they're showing at this camp. But the Americans arrived and rescued them before they could do it. They told them they were building bomb shelters at these other camps, and then they herded the American prisoners and whatever other nationality prisoners they had. They herded the prisoners into the bomb shelters, blocked it in, poured fuel over them, and then set it afire. And if anybody came out, they shot them. And so, like I said, it's the history is to me. I enjoy watching history, but you really hate to see the inhumanity that man can treat each other with. And yeah, Mike, yeah, that the Great Raid is the one that you're talking about. And yeah, they were planning on killing them. They even had the special people there, and they had the fuel delivered. But before they could kill them, they were rescued. And like I said, only one prisoner died. He died from malaria. And then in the rescue, I mean, there was a lot of prisoners died in the camp before that. But once they got there and rescued him, only one died. He died from malaria. And there was, I want to say, one rescuer who didn't even go into the camp. He was outside the camp, but a shell killed him. Now, he was living still, but I think he ended up dying. And they give you that. And I'm trying to think if it was back to Bataan or if it was the Great Raid. They actually show pictures of some of the people that were rescued. They show the actual people that were rescued. So they had a movie clip, and you see that. You see how emaciated they were. They were just almost nothing but bones. And so, yeah, it was very horrific the way the Japanese treated these people. Very horrific. And so, yeah, it's if you want to see what was going on, that's a good show to watch. And I believe it was actually filmed. I could be wrong, but I think it was actually filmed in the Philippines.
I don't know if you can see the feet. They're like bluish green color.
Yeah. But so, like I said, if you ever get a chance to see it, those are the two movies I highly recommend if you want to watch some of the stuff that went on in the Philippines during the war. I'm sure there's others. I can't remember the name of the third one. What I told you about was actually based on a real character. It was, I guess, classified for a while. So after it became unclassified, they made a movie about it. So I think there's one about Guam or something like that. It was called No Man's Island. That's another good one about how the locals and it's No Man's Island. It was either Guam or one of the other Asian countries. I don't believe it was the Philippines, but I want to say it was Guam. How they hid this American and kept him safe from the Japanese, and how what they had to go through to do it. And The Rat King. All right, I haven't seen that one, Mike. Mike says a war movie, The Rat King, is a good war movie in the Philippines. I'll have to try to see if I can find that and watch it. I am a big fan of war movies and westerns and sci-fis. I like sci-fi movies too. And so yeah, right now I'm rewatching actually Stargate, the SG-1 series. I just started watching it. I am on first season, 13th episode. What I'll do is when the regular TV shows kind of die down for the year, I'll usually pick out one or two old shows I haven't seen in a long time and go back and watch the whole series. It's going to take me a while to get through the Stargate SG-1 series. It's 10 seasons. Back when the season was about 20 shows or more a year. So it'll take me a little while to get through them. But I got all summer, you know? So that's what I'll do now. I'll watch those. But we're down to a few people in here now. Now, you got tomorrow off, don't you, Jerry?
Yep, got tomorrow off, but there's a cold front coming in tonight, or a cool front. Should be
cool front.
Yeah, it should be about 20 degrees cooler than today.
Ooh. I hope not here because that would put it in the 30s.
Yeah, well, here it'd be in the 70s.
It was only in the 50s today, buddy.
Yeah, it was in the low 90s. Low to mid 90s.
I'd take the 90s. I would take the 90s.
Yeah, same here. I'm just waiting for that hen to go in so I can lock up and get ready. I know there's people that are messaging me if I'm busy.
Yeah.
On Messenger.
He says the Rat King takes place in a prisoner of war camp. All right.
Wow. Is that an old movie?
I think so. It's not one I've seen, so it's probably an older movie.
Yeah, I was going to say an older.
Well, but like I said, a lot of these you can find on YouTube or now you're going to have to watch commercials.
Yeah, no worry about that, but you could still see it.
Yeah. Well, I happen to have Amazon Prime, and Stargate SG-1's on Amazon Prime. It's free, but you got to watch the commercials. All right, so that's fine.
Yeah.
You know, it's less than a minute of commercials whenever they take a commercial break. They only show one or two commercials, and the total time's less than a minute, so I don't mind that.
No.
Gives you time to go grab something and come back. I prefer no commercials, but hey.
A restroom break, that's still good.
All right, hey Mike, thanks for coming. I'll probably be shutting down here pretty soon.
Yeah,
Mike wants to say, "See you guys. I'm going to go too. Be careful, all." And
yeah, same here. I'm just waiting for that one to go in so I can call it a night.
He says the island of Mindanao is the lonely island the Japanese didn't completely conquer in World War II.
Way too south?
Yeah, Mindanao.
Yeah. All right, there she goes. So I'm going to call it a night.
All right. Well, then I'll probably get ready to go too.
Yes.
I've seen Fallout. I watched it all the way through. I'm already all caught up on Fallout there, Mike. Like I said, I do like sci-fi. And so season 1, I'm all done with it. It's not that long. They got one called Rebel Moon. Just second, there was like 2 shows. The first show I've already seen. The second one just came out last night. I'll have to watch it sometime here and get it done. But yeah, like I said, there's some TV shows I like that I can see, but right now, there's like last night they had a SWAT was on, and usually it's SWAT and another show. I'm trying to think of it, Far Country, but there was no Far Country last night. It was just strictly SWAT. The week before it was Far Country, no SWAT. Yeah, it's a little gory, Mike, but I watched it. Some of those characters are the people. I've seen them in where they were main characters in the movies and they're only bit characters. The guy that they cut his head off of was a main character in trying to think of that TV show. Person of Interest. He was one of the main characters in the TV show Person of Interest. Now, the guy that plays the ghoul He was a main character in. He was a bad guy most part of the time. Um, oh man, it was about an FBI. I think it's an FBI agent or U.S. Marshal. Cannot think of the name of that show, but he was one of the main characters in that TV show. But he is more of a main character in this one too. But the guy that had his head cut off, he was just a bit character. So anyway, there's some others that I've seen. Good night, Jerry. Take care. Like I said, I'm about ready to shut this down, I think, unless somebody else wants to come up and talk. I've been going for an hour now, a little over. Yes, that's right, Mike. He was the computer guy. I can't think of his name. Reese was the tough guy. He always was it Fitz? Yeah, but he had a limp in that one. He's been on a couple other shows too. So the limp is just something the character had, not him. And yeah, and that guy that played the cowboy who later became a go. He was in a. Oh man, I can't think of the name of that show. He was probably the second or third main character in that other show. The main character played the U.S. Marshal, or I want to say it was a U.S. Marshal, who was quick with a gun. He was willing to shoot people in a heartbeat. So he's kind of like a bad good guy. And but yeah, I watched it for a while. I didn't watch it all the way through, so I don't really remember the name of that show. But all right, everybody, I think I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down. I want to thank everybody for coming. And I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. I know it's Sunday there in the Philippines, so enjoy your Sunday. Hope you have a good work week. And Mike, you have a good Saturday night. Don't forget to call your LV and tell her hi from the chat. Yeah, but remember in Fallout they they shot his leg off. He was in another show. He didn't limp in this other show, so maybe he was able. Yeah, I'm trying to think of that other show he was in. He was a detective in this other show, but I can't remember the name of it. It was a short-lived show. Well, we'll give you a monitor, but just to let you know, I'm getting ready to shut it down. I'm going to be shutting this one down there, teachers. So you're welcome to have a monitor. I do a live stream almost every Saturday night. I start at 8 o'clock Saturday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time, which is 8 a.m. Sunday morning in the Philippines. And I'll let you figure out what time it is when what time it is where you're at. Now, to let you know, teachers, if you type in LLL, nothing else, just 3 L's, my Nightbot will drop your channel link. Now, most of the people are gone already. So next week, if you want to show up, all you got to do is type in 3 L's. Hey, Anna, how you doing? You're late. Crystal, I'm getting ready to shut down. Unless people want to keep coming in, I guess I can keep going. But Jerry just left. He but like I said, teachers, just type in 3 L's. Just type in here. I'll be on another channel and I'll do it for you. What you got to do? 3 L's, nothing else, and it drops it down for you. Now you can type it in as capital L's or small L's, like I did. Does not matter. And I set that up so I'm not one of these people that can drop links. I don't know how to do it. I'm not real savvy with this kind of stuff. So I set up the Nightbot so it does it for me. And this is don't join this channel, people. I really don't post anything on there. Like I said, teacher, just type in 3Ls. So it'll drop your link. That's all right. Just type in 3Ls. That's all you got to do. Type in 3Ls, everybody. We'll give you time to do it. And we'll see what we can do for you. Now, teachers, do you mind if I ask you where you're from? Do you live in the States? Do you live in the Philippines? Do you live somewhere else? I have a guy that Mike. He's in the. There you go. He's in Canada. Jerry, who just left, is in Texas. Crystal's in the Philippines. A lot of my followers are in the Philippines or the United States, but they are at other places. And well, I'm shutting down there, buddy. I'm getting ready to leave. I'm going to shut it down, so it won't do you much good this time. But like I said, now if you come back next week, come back early, unless you want to come up. Click on the top of my link and come up, and you can tell everybody all about it. I'll let you do that. How's that? Come on up. All right, come on up. Just come up. Just click on the link at the top and come on up, and you can tell everybody about tell everybody about it. Come on up, teacher. It's up there, teacher. Come on up. I guess you can't come up now. All right, I'm going to stay up just a little bit longer, then I'm going to drop out of here. So it's up there. It just won't be there real long because, like I said, it's about time for me to go ahead and shut this one down. Sometimes I go a lot longer, but doesn't seem to be that way tonight. I'm the kind of person I like to have somebody come up and talk with. But like I said, teacher, now I will be back next week, same time. So, like I said, it's 8 o'clock Eastern Saturday night, which will be 8 o'clock Sunday morning in the Philippines. So you'll have to figure out what time that is where you're at. And if you want, you can come in. I'll have my link up at the top. You just click on it. You can come up. You can tell everybody about your channel. And if everybody's got questions, they can ask questions. I see that you're a couple, so both of you can come up and talk and tell everybody what you talk about. And I'm more than happy to help you out that way. I probably won't go to your channel. I haven't decided. Like I said, I'm looking to shutting this down and getting off the computer for the rest of the night and getting back into the TV. But do want to thank everybody for coming. And Crystal, I'll have to try to catch one of your lives later on. I know I haven't caught one for a while. I'm sorry about that. And Dan's, I haven't caught one of Dan's in so long. He does his. I'm just getting up and getting ready to go to work, or I'm sound asleep. Dan's in the Philippines, so he used to do them in the evenings, my time, in the mornings his time. Now he does them in the evening his time, which is my time morning. And with my work schedule, I don't really get to follow it. And I do miss that, but I do keep up with these videos. All right, everybody, remember now, be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Plus, as always, try to have fun. Take care, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and end this one. Bye.